Nominate your Ford State Hero today.
Lori Horton is here in studio with us to teach us how to make fudge top cookies. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
All right, I'm excited for this one. Where do we even start?
This is our first recipe of the new year, so we're getting off to a great start. This is a really good vanilla cookie, a little bit soft, nice solid bottom, and then we are just going to put as much of a fudge type frosting on top of it as we have cookies. So
I love that.
It's definitely, if you're in that New Year's resolution mode, you might want to save this one.
Yeah.
But we're going to start out this morning. I've got 1/3 cup of softened butter.
Okay.
And it was almost melted, but you guys made it so nice and cold in the studio for me that it firmed right back up to soften, so thanks for that.
Yep, of course. We always plan ahead for you.
Always take care of me. I've got a little bit of salt, a little bit of baking soda, and some granulated sugar.
Okay.
I'm going to add all of that together. And then our magic ingredient today is going to be vanilla bean paste.
Interesting. Vanilla bean paste.
It's an alternative to using a whole vanilla bean.
Okay.
And it's a much stronger flavor than vanilla extract.
Where do people get that?
You can get it at most specialty stores. Some grocery stores even carry it now. It's not difficult to find, but it's kind of a thick paste.
Oh,
and it has some,
it's like molasses.
It almost is. And it has some of those actual like vanilla bean pieces in it.
Oh,
so
that's
it leaves
cool.
some little flecks behind.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's just really, really nice, strong, true vanilla flavor. So it's awesome.
Fun.
When it calls for that, you never want to leave it out. If you can find it, get it.
Okay, that's
We're
good to
going to
know.
take all of these together. We're going to cream them up a little bit. Get that vanilla bean paste incorporated in with our butter and all that sugar.
You can smell the vanilla.
You really can.
It's much stronger than your imitation vanilla that we like to use.
And the nice part is it's not going to evaporate and bake away like your extracts will. When you look at vanilla extract, most extracts, the first ingredient is water or alcohol. So when you heat those up, they just evaporate, they disappear. They take the flavor with them, unfortunately. So this really stays put and leaves that flavor behind. I'm going to add 1 egg to that. And then as we get this mixed together, I'm going to alternate some flour and some milk.
All right.
And of course, our ratios and stuff are all on KOAM News Now app when you get to that point. But we're going to take our time and we're going to mix these together slowly so that we don't make a mess.
Perfect.
It's going to make a nice sticky dough. When we come back, we'll have it all mixed up so you can see how we spoon that out and get it ready to bake.
All right, Laura, well, I'm excited. Make sure you stick around. We'll be right back with more news after this.
Stop overpaying for tires.
Well, Lori is with us this morning with an amazing recipe for fudge top cookies. Welcome, Lori.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, to recap, we started by building the dough, right?
We started with building our dough. This is a vanilla cookie, really good, strong vanilla flavor with that sort of magic ingredient today of the vanilla bean paste. And now we've got that all incorporated and we slowly added in the flour and the milk to our butter and all of our other ingredients. So we've got a really wet, kind of a sticky, typical cookie dough here. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's not that heavy dry that we have in more of a shortbread. This is going to be a really nice soft cookie. So you can spoon this out with just a tablespoon onto your cookie sheet, but it's going to be much easier to use that cookie scoop because it is very gooey and it's going to help you out a lot. Keep everything nice and tidy. So we just put these out on our nice size cookie sheet. This is a parchment line. You'll notice, as usual, I have that parchment paper on there. That's going to help keep our cookie sheet easy to clean up, but also it gives that little barrier there so that these will bake with a nice golden brown bottom.
Perfect. Okay.
And now, after we get all that done, magic of television, when they come out from that 400-degree oven after only about 5.5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Is what mine baked last night. Very quick. They have a nice golden bottom. And very little color to the top. You typically want to leave a cookie in until it turns a little golden brown. If you leave these until they are golden brown on top, they will be very burnt on the bottom.
Yeah, so they cook
They cook very quickly. So just you want to really watch it. Better safe than sorry to pull them out a little bit early because they will continue to cook a little bit on that hot cookie sheet. So err on the side of caution. And then after we do those, and this is only going to make about 2 dozen cookies. So it's not a huge.
Only 2 dozen.
Only
cookies.
2 dozen. That's a small amount for us, right? If you've got something for the kids to take to school or for any kind of an event, 2 dozen's about spot on. We're going to make that fudge top for the rest of it,
yes,
because we
that
want to
looks
have
amazing.
as much of that fudge on the cookie as what we have cookie. And I will tell you, the recipe that we have posted on this, you're either going to want to double the cookie recipe and make 4 dozen,
Okay.
or you can half the frosting, the fudge frosting recipe, because you just don't need as much as what that makes.
Excellent. Okay.
And that's being very generous. The full icing recipe for that, it's a lot. So it calls for 2 cups of chocolate chips, and you can use whatever kind you like. And really, you can get creative. White chocolate, espresso chips, peanut butter chips, whatever kind you love. But a typical bag is about 2 cups. So you'll start with that. We're going to add in some whipping cream, some more of that bean paste, and of course we're going to finish it off with some powdered sugar, and we'll get that all stirred up for you when we come back.
Yes.
And top these off with a huge amount of fudge, but we've also got a little twist on it. You know, I'm
excited to
make
learn
a
more
little
about that.
twist on there once in a while and come up with something a little bit different to do with it also.
All right, great. Lori, we'll stick around for our final segment of this cooking piece right after this.
Hi, I'm Dow Quick, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacation
At 235-3515 and sign up for Pittsburgh Meals on Wheels today.
Well, we're back, and Lori is showing us this morning how to make fudge top cookies. So this is the final step that we have now,
Yes.
the frosting. Tell
Now
us what
we
you
are
have here.
we are putting the fudge in the fudge top cookie. So all I have done here in my little saucepan is I've melted about a half a bag of chocolate chips. I've just got them nice and melted, because again, I'm about halving this recipe so we don't end up with quite so much. We're going to add to that some heavy whipping cream. So not just plain old milk, little heavy
Okay.
whipping cream. And just continue to let that mix in. You want to be kind of gentle, or you can really splash that around, or you can use a little bit bigger saucepan than I did. That would work too. And after you sort of get that incorporated, you're letting that whipping cream warm up just a little bit to incorporate in with that chocolate. We'll add a little splash of our vanilla. And then
More
we're
of the
just
secret
more
vanilla.
of the secret
All
ingredient. You know,
right.
we've always got one special ingredient that we have to come up with on that.
Yes.
And then after that, all we're going to do is thicken this with a little bit of corn syrup and some powdered sugar. So it's really not much different. It's sort of between a fudge frosting and an actual fudge that you could pour in a pan.
Like a
and
fondue almost.
almost kind of a ganache. I mean, we could come up with a lot of terms for that with the cream in there. It's so rich, and it takes that vanilla cookie that's not anything too special, too out of the ordinary. It's good, it's soft, but it's just a vanilla flavor, and it just sort of takes it to that next level. So you want to stir this in slowly. Again, make sure you have it over a low heat. You don't want to scorch that chocolate.
Right.
And then once everything really just almost looks like chocolate syrup,
Yes.
then you're going to be ready to start mixing in that powdered sugar. So you can take it off
Off
of your
the heat.
heat, and you can just slowly incorporate in a little bit of powdered sugar at a time.
Okay.
And if you want to take your mixer out and actually whip this a little bit, you can do that as well, but it's really not necessary.
Will it change the consistency much?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot. It does make it just a little bit smoother. So once we've got that all done, what we end up with is, you can see, a fairly thick,
Yes.
nice fudge frosting. And this will set up nicely. So the easiest way for us to put this, if you will grab that little cookie scoop on the end.
All right.
Onto our cookies, because again, we want a healthy serving, is to actually use the cookie scoop to put our frosting on.
Okay.
Then we can come back with our little spatula and kind of even it out and make it look all nice.
Okay, and then you flatten it down.
You flatten it down a little bit, just kind of smooth it in and make it nice and even. But again, if you look, we've almost got as much fudge on top
Really? It's
as what we do cookie underneath. So it's the perfect ratio. It's exactly how we want it, as
love
much as
that.
possible.
And you also put a little fun spin.
I put a little
at
spin
this.
on it. We just put a little bit of the fudge frosting. It's sort of deconstructed.
Yes, I love that.
I love
though.
that
It's
word.
so cute.
So a little scoop of that fudge frosting in the bottom of that little cup, the plain cookie on top, and then just a little sample spoon So you can kind of put all that together. So something a little bit different, fun if you were doing this maybe a more of a buffet or a charcuterie type situation, a shower. We're going to have lots of baby showers and bridal showers coming up this time of year. It's always a perfect one for that. Looks cute.
All right. Well, Lori, as always, thank you so much. And you stick around. We got more news coming up right after this.
Feels good to be home.
Ashley's